we're just waiting on the light to change. I'm doing one of the last watt logs for the 93 map. I think and the tuner thinks this is probably everything that there is for the 93 map. So I believe it's done. But we're going to do a quick third gear pull for him so he could check it out. And then next week we should start working on the ethanol map. We're still deciding, I am deciding how much ethanol we're going to use. I don't really care. I've run everything from, E30 to E60 with the JB4 and everything in between. So it just kind of depends on what he thinks would be best. If he thinks, E30 is good enough, or E40, that's what we'll do. So I'm going to go ahead and do this log. So how we have it set up right now on ethanol is we have the boost coming in a little bit later, the power coming in a little later, so to protect the drive chain. So I know you guys have seen a lot of people where they have had they've had their transmissions replaced, and a lot of the issue is because the torque, these things are, they spool really fast because it's a really small turbo. So you can make a ton of power down low. 3,000 RPM, you can be pushing 400 pounds of torque plus very easily. The issue is, the transmission, stock handles 250. So you almost double the wheel torque, and you're gonna run into issues. And that's what's happening right now is people are pushing 450 pounds of torque, and they're either launching or they're just getting on it and down low, and the transmission just says no way. And I've talked to one of the guys on the one of the moderators on the forums. He said that the transmission should be fine as long as you're not launching up to 450. A nice safe number of kind of what I'm looking for is I'm looking for 400. That's it's not going to be exactly that, but I'm looking for about 400 wheel torque. So a nice power number, but nothing super crazy. We're probably making around 350 right now. This map, like I said, it feels very, very similar to my ethanol JB4 map, with the exception that I've got a much more room to ring it out. So that makes a big difference. Being able to ring it out to 6,000 and hitting whatever I hit in 6,000 versus being able to ring it out all the way to 7,000. I can just I can third gear, I get over 90 miles an hour. It's you're good enough and moving pretty good. So it definitely makes a difference, even though the horsepower wise, like feel of the seat, it doesn't feel that much faster than the JB4 with ethanol. Of course, the 93 map, this is much faster than the 93 map, but the custom ethanol map I had, this is very, very similar to that. Like I said, I've run everything from E30, E40, E50, E60. Most of the time in my car, I found that I could get everything out of the JB4 around E40 was where I could get everything. I could, I would be running about this 23 pounds of boost and running really nice, safe air-fuel ratios, and very happy where that was. Now I expect when we switch to the ethanol map, that's gonna not the first map's probably not gonna be a kick in the pants, but the second map will probably be like, whoa, that's because we're instantly gonna gain probably instantly gonna gain 50 pounds of torque. So it's gonna feel like a whole different beast, and I'm really excited about that. You know, I've had this car for 14 months and just almost 6,000 miles. It's funny because, you know, of course, like many other people, I said I'm not gonna mod this thing. It's gonna stay stock, and you know, sure enough, here I am, and it is modded, and I'm loving it, and I'm, you know, very, very happy with this platform. It's been a ton of fun, and I've really just thoroughly enjoyed the platform and you know, the community. The Subaru community is, you know, for the most part very inviting, and it's just been a pleasure being with this community. I had my Mazda Speed for a long time, and that was probably one of the biggest regrets that I ever had. I sold my Mazda Speed back in, I believe it was 2016 or 2017. I had that car for multiple years. I really enjoyed it, and I decided to sell it, and I got a family car, and I thought about it all the time. I was just like, you know, in my mind, I was like, you know, that's a phase of my life that I'm not in anymore. I'm gonna do a quick second gear pull. But yeah, in my mind, I'm like, you know, that's a phase of my life that I'm not doing it anymore. I don't need a sports car. But I really, when I saw this thing, because originally I thought it was ugly when I saw it online, but when I saw it in person, I was like, this car's pretty nice. And then when I drove it, it just, like, I didn't even bang on it or anything. I'm about to do a third gear pull for one more data log, but I didn't even bang on it or anything. It was just like, everything felt great about the car. Like, I hadn't driven a manual in probably 5 or 6 years, and I was just like, man, this car is just so much fun. Like, it really made me smile, and my wife was, you know, on board. She doesn't, you know, love all that we've done, you know, tons of mods to it, but here we go.